Creating change in your life can feel incredibly elusive after you've been practicing the same behaviors over and over again for many years. But creating small shifts in your life is possible. It all starts with a decision. Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started. Hi, welcome to this Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. How is your schedule? Is it jam-packed, or is there a little bit of space in there for you to have time out with yourself at a few increments in the day? I used to love seeing a full calendar because it made me feel like I was using all my time wisely and I was making serious moves forward. And then I realized I was getting tired and I was getting cranky because I wasn't creating enough space to allow the things I was doing to integrate. And I was rushing to move from one thing to the next because I didn't leave enough space in between the things that I had planned. And doing that created a more stressful environment for me and a more stressful environment for my kids as well. And it's funny because when you have a lot of control of your time or perceived control of your time, at least you make the schedule, perhaps, as it has been in my case, you can feel like you have this sense of freedom, and that's really beautiful. And also, it can get out of hand really quickly because if you're like me, you have a lot of ideas of all these different things you want to do and places you want to go. And I've been the type of person historically, and I'm working on this still to this day, where I will fill up empty pockets of time trying to be productive. Productivity is something that's like baked into our genes in our culture. And it's something I grew up with, like make the most of every moment. I grew up with that in terms of my education. And I remember back to when I was a kid and I had pockets of time when I could lie on the grass, look up at the clouds and make little animals out of the clouds in my mind and daydream. And I had space. And I remember there were actually times that I was bored and I would go to my parents and let them know I was bored. And then, of course, they'd give me a chore. So then I stopped doing that. But I have beautiful memories of long afternoons sitting in the willow tree out back in my backyard, reading a book. I had time, I had space, and I felt really connected to myself and I felt connected to nature. And then when I started going to high school and I had productions and things I was involved in and using my time, I had a lot of fun, but I also learned, I need to be productive. So I need to use every moment. And it was very easy for me to equate my worth with how much I was getting done in a day. And so I started to miss out on that time of spaciousness. And anytime I would have too much time on my hands, I would start to feel like I was lazy. When in fact, having that time, having that space is when so much comes together for each of us, bringing together the ideas that we have been thinking about, integrating things we're learning, thinking about relationships and how we can be a better part of them, even to be able to communicate better. So space gives us so much power when we harness it. So what does this have to do with shifting your habits? I want to ask you a question. What if this season right now was the season that you actually started to create space to integrate the healthy habits that are truly going to carry you through the rest of your year with more power, more purpose, and your best well-being? And you may be thinking, habits, right? And thinking, what about those few little things that seem to always be swirling in my mind that I just keep wanting to get to, but there's never any time, there's never any space. life crowds them out. And perhaps you're like me. Perhaps you're looking back to times where you had spaciousness and it felt good, but then you maybe felt lazy if you didn't make every moment productive and you attach your worth to how much you get done, how much is checked off on a calendar. Well, those demands of life are never going to go away. The demands may not go, but we can at least give ourselves space to be able to better manage that. So you may wonder if it is possible to make these habits actually a part of your life when you feel like there's not enough time to do so. And I want to dive deeper into this concept with you. And I'm hosting a free masterclass on Tuesday, June 21st at 1 p.m. If you're listening to the podcast on Monday, that is tomorrow. And I'm going to be sharing how you can integrate your highest value habits for maximum impact while having lots of time and more energy for your other commitments. It starts with a decision. It's so important. We've been living our lives on autopilot for many years. We may think like change is so elusive because everything's baked in. And yet when we make a decision, when we make a heartfelt decision to make a shift, that's when change can happen. And it doesn't matter what age we're at. It doesn't matter what we're experiencing in our life. If we've made the decision, we have a way of moving forward. So I'd love to talk you through some of the things that I have found that have really been helping me to create that space, to have those habits support me so I have more energy for all of the important things in my life. So if this is something that you'd like to do, come on out to the masterclass. It's going to be on Zoom, and that's 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday, June 21st. And I'm going to put an email in the show notes, and I'd like you to email me at that address and let me know you'd like to come. And I will send you the Zoom link. I'll also be sharing other things about what's been working really well for me in this season, just to feel my best. Our bodies truly are miraculous when we tune in and give them what they need. So I really look forward to seeing you there live. It would be so fun to put a face to the listeners of this podcast. I hope you can make it. There will be a replay if the timing doesn't work out for you. You do still need to email me, though, to let me know so that you can get that replay. So I hope to see you there. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you very soon. Big blessings. Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact, elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.